Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jason, zombie collector extraordinaire, if you will. And the time has come. The time has come, if I may be so bold to say. And I'm probably not going to respond much to comments, and people are more than welcome to comment, of course. But I am purposely not putting music on here because I want to make sure I leave this video up. I don't want to get taken down. I want to make sure that people watch this and have no problems with it being taken down. But I have something I usually don't do. I have a list here. I have a list of things that I'm going to address because I feel like we have some Timmy Tough guys in this community all of a sudden, and a lot of guys that are, ripping up cars now on camera, cussing and screaming and hooting and hollering, veiled threats to people. And, I'm not one to be intimidated by anybody, no matter how tough you are or how tough you think you are. And just because you don't like what I say, it's okay, because I don't like what you say. That's the way the world works. And we have a lot of guys right now that are going up and, getting in front of the camera and flexing, showing their muscles with ripping up cards and liquoring themselves up and talking about if you go to nationals, you ain't give me a thumbs down and all this kind of brouhaha. We're getting silly. Okay. Everyone has the right to react the way they want to react. If you put it out there on the interwebs, you got to be ready for the fallout. That is a fact. And regardless of how you feel about it or not, it is nothing wrong to react the way you do. Now, I'm not endorsing everybody pro or con about this issue in particular. Everybody's going to come to the conclusion themselves. We have a lot of people making it sound like there's people are like sheeple because they don't agree with what Mike did. And so everybody's like jumping on this bandwagon and trying to make themselves feel better, to be like, oh, then they're just a bunch of sheep following the crowd. I will tell you straight up. Anybody who knows my channel, hey, what's up, man, knows that I do not follow the crowd. I am actually the least likely to follow the crowd of everybody out here. That doesn't mean that you have to like me. You can thumbs down me. I don't care. But we got a lot of people out here who were like begging people for subs a year ago. Like literally begging people on their channel for like a 3-month stretch and having all their cronies begging them to join their channels and to get them to 1,000 subs so they can go live and all this stuff. And all these people talking about, come sub to my channel and let me do these care package videos and let me do all this, shout out so I can get people to come out to my channel and give you all this care package stuff to people to do gifts and all this ridiculous stuff and all these giveaways and all that. And now they're all like, you can unsubscribe to my channel. If you don't like what I do, you can unsubscribe. Those same people were like begging for subscribers before. And now they're like, oh, you can unsubscribe now. I'm tough. I'm the king of the unsubscribing to my channel. I was the OG when it comes to that. So the fact of the matter is that the same people who now are like going on and on and on about, backing up their buddy, that's fine. Back him up. I respect that. It's cool that you can back up your friend. I would do the exact same thing. But it's not okay to tell other people to what they can and can't do and how they feel or not feel. And let me go back to my original point. If you watch my video from 4 or 5 days ago, is that kids watch our stuff. Kids watch our stuff. And I can think off the top of my head, you got Mateo, you got Blake, you have Jack, you have Charlie, you have the peripheral kids like my son, for instance, other kids who come and go as they want, who watch our channels And then we're going to get in a cuss-filled, laden, drunk binge rage. And then, because you're backing up your buddy, but the whole reason why this was all trigger-worthy in the first place is because the same guy who literally spent the last 3 weeks telling the community to come together and to support one another, to support each other's channel, maybe go outside your comfort zone and watch other people's stuff, and to put everybody else over, and to really, just bring community together, literally takes a box of cards and throws them in the fire that are what young people and new collectors are getting into. That is not what I want people to come and watch and think that's cool. And it was done out of arrogance. It wasn't meant to be funny. It's ridiculous. And, and for people to act like this was some kind of stunt or whatever, it is not. It was behind the scenes exactly what it was supposed to be, is this arrogance. I have been seeing it for 3 years. And again, if you know my channel, you know who I am. This is not new. This is not something that I just came up with on a whim. There's been ongoing issues because I've called it from the get-go, the complete this lack of self-awareness or just overall arrogance, or the way that people get treated by him, what he says, it's unacceptable. He treats people like they're less than on a regular basis. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've heard it with my own ears. So if you don't know, then I would just ask you to stop talking about something you don't know about. The whole throwing the cards in the fire is almost secondary to what is the purpose behind it. And to think there's young collectors coming into this hobby who want to look up to certain people, especially like a Mike Baseball collector. And then you're going to go and throw stuff on a fire. It's about the principle of the thing. It's about the optics. Regardless if you agree or not agree, it's the optics. Any of us can act like tough guys online or even in person. Any of us can throw things on fires, rip cards up, and all this kind of stuff. What does that mean? How is that representing the hobby in any way positive? How is that helping young collectors or new collectors or collectors who've been away for a while? If I came into that, if I was a kid, I'd be like, why is this guy burning baseball cards on camera saying they're worthless? This is garbage. I would be completely and utterly shocked and upset and confused. And then we have people up there who now are like, justifying it. Most young kids, most adults don't have stacks of cash just burning holes in our pockets ready to spend on the most recent Ty Cobb 1912 card or whatever. So we have to collect, like Pepino Man says, collect with inside your means or collect your wage. And to crap on that by him and other people is ridiculous. And to make excuses is even more ridiculous. It's unacceptable that we have this attitude of just arrogance. And then people coming to the defense of this guy is even more shocking. He's a big boy. He can stand up for himself. Just like you have people who disagree, you have people who agree, that's fine. But to tell other people not to feel the way they feel is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I have heard so many people tell me privately, and I will speak for myself, I am a personal collector, a PC guy for my personal collection of literal dozens of players. And you have so many people who go like, oh, it's just garbage. It's just garbage. No one collects these cards. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you off camera want to go make a big bonfire. That is your decision, because that's private and that's between you and whatever. But to do it on camera in front of children and new collectors, I mean, what kind of image is that? What are you showing? What are you saying with that? It is absolutely ridiculous. And anybody who defends that is, in my opinion, this is bad and guilty. My personal opinion. You need to have people who are going to be uplifting in this community when it comes to the collecting, when it comes to supporting one another. When you have somebody who literally says in one breath, support this community, support other channels, go out there and, find something that you might not really be into to kind of learn from. And then the very next day throws them onto a fire pit and then laughs about it and then tells everybody you're an idiot, literally, for wanting to buy modern cards. It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't pass the smell test. It just doesn't. Regardless of how you feel, it's not acceptable. And you may not have a channel that is directed towards children, and that's fine. That's fine. But that's not who we're talking about. This person does have a channel directed towards children. That's what he prides himself on. And that's my problem, is that you can't have it both ways. You can't be, I'm going to be arrogant. I'm going to treat people like they're less than, throw stuff on a fire, tell people, oh, that's all you can afford for your collection, or how much can you make? Oh, how much do you have in your collection? Oh, that's it. That's all you can afford. Oh, wow. Oh, you have a 7? Well, I got an 8.5 on my PSA. It's like, why do that to somebody? It is unnecessary. I am so tired of it. I am so tired of it. And like I said before, if you don't like it, you can move on. And that's exactly what I've done. But here's the thing, the issue that I have a lot right now. We have a lot of people, and I've mentioned this already in my previous video, but I'm being 100% proof positive, without a doubt, is that I honestly really mean this with bottom of my heart, is that if you're playing both sides of the fence, then please move on. Because I'm starting to see a lot of these same people who come to my channel and other people's channels who aren't fans of this breakdown and how everything went down, and they're like, yeah, you say it, man, you're right on. And they hop over to somebody else's channel. It's like, yeah, man, you nailed it on the head. Like, we gotta all sing Kumbaya and hug this out, And it's just like, that is exactly what some of those other people who might be disagree with me are coming from. And I agree with them 100% there, is that you have people who want to be lukewarm. Either don't say anything at all, or stick to your guns and man up. Don't sit there and be like, yeah, Jason, you're right. This is unacceptable. What he does on his channel, what he says and what he does, and then go to somebody else's channel and be like, yeah, man, you're speaking the truth. Let's all come together and let's all hold hands and and let's all get a Pepsi. That is not what I want to. I don't want to be around people like that. I don't want to be associated with people like that. I really don't. And there's so many people in this community who like trying to reach out to me privately, trying to see if I pay attention, because I don't pay attention to all these guys that's had something to say, including Mike, at all. But when I see that, it just hurts my heart. I kid you not. When I saw what he did, I was like, dude, I've been talking about this kind of stuff for like years, and I just can't do it, man. I cannot do it. I cannot see that and then not say something. It's just not my character to do that. It's not in my ability to just hashtag walk away. But what I can tell you is this. I am who I am, on camera, off camera. If you know me personally, you know who I am. You know that I'm not somebody different off camera, off of YouTube or whatever.
I know too.
Yeah, my son's over there. He knows. Knowing it's half the battle. But I'm not trying to act like anything that I'm not. I don't care about the subs. I don't care about I get the likes or dislikes. I don't care about what you think about me. I do not care. And I've said that since 2017 when I first started all this. But I do care about is people who pretend to be friendly with me and like trying to be like, let me know what's going on. And then go and puts up videos of like, hey man, let's all just, join hands and sing Kumbaya or the comments thing, which irritates me. Because it just shows what lack of character and spineless people you all are. Grow a spine and stick to your guns. Regardless, you might have to fall down on that stake. You might charge in, and then you have to die on that stake, and that's fine. You go up on that hill and you die on that hill, so be it. And I'm okay with that. I am 100% fine with making my bed and lying in it. 100%. What I'm not okay with is a bunch of fair weather friends who want to come in here and like try to stir the pot to see what they can do. I don't have time for all that. I don't want to be associated with somebody who thinks it's cool to put down others and jokes on others on their channel, I don't want to be associated with people like that. I strongly suggest if that you think it's okay to have somebody like that be a guy that you support and want to hook your wagon to, then unhook your wagon to me. Because I do not want somebody like that around me. I really do not. And I'm going to do my best to start purging, not the purge, but purging a lot of that. And I see a lot of people saying, "What's up?" And guys, I do see that, and I'm sorry I'm not talking right back to you all today, but I really want to get these things out there and just make sure people have this as a record. But I do appreciate the "What's up, guys?" I do. I really want people to understand that when you go to my channel, I really am who I am. I am all about being fun and goofy and showing off my collection, regardless of how good or bad it is in some people's eyes. I think that the people that have come around most of the time are good people who really do enjoy what I'm bringing to the community or their lack of. But I'm also not going to let things just slide by. And that's not who I am as a person. So I just want people to understand that I'm serious when I say, if you're that kind of person, I do not want you to be associated with my channel. Please unsubscribe to me. If you want to play both sides, that's fine. Just go somewhere else to do it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. You know, I just want the people I like and who like me and what I'm doing to stick around. The one thing I saw somebody say, I can't even remember now, is that something about, you know, trying to act like everything's gonna be fine if you see somebody in person. Like, no, it's not. It's not. I'm not gonna walk up to somebody who I have a problem with and be like, "Hey, what's up, dude? Let's shake hands and hug and buy each other a brew." No, I'm not going to be that guy. So it's best that you just move on. I'll move on. The thing is, it's about acting like adults. We can disagree with each other. You can say whatever you want to say about me or to me or whatever. But that does not mean if I see you in person that we need to act like everything's fine. That's fine. You can go to your side of the ring, and I'll go to my side of the ring, and we'll just keep it that way. I do not want those kind of people around me. I don't care what the situation is. It is okay to go through life and not agree with everybody and not have to be friends with everybody. The world we live in now, where everybody has to get along is not the real world. We all go through life completely disagreeing with other people, not liking other people for whatever the reason is, regardless if it's justified or not, or in your mind or it's not, or whatever. It is what it is. There's sometimes people just be like, I like the way that Jason guy looks. I just don't like his look. That guy is a jerk, and that's okay. They can think that. That's completely fine. But we have so many people out here right now acting like they're tough guys. It's pretty sad to be like you're a tough guy about defending a guy who makes fun of others and talks down to other people and burns cards on camera, which ruins the hobby for so many people, especially kids, children, new collectors who've been away for a while, and that's what you want to do. You want to hang your hat on that? You go right on ahead. I think you're going to hang your hat on that, and it's going to be to your own peril. It is going to be. We have some people in this community who just make money off of us, who their sole existence is to make money off of us. I just do not want to play that game. You have people in this community who will go to bat for the big guys because they want to be considered part of the cool kids club because they're dependent on making money off of us. It is ridiculous because they don't want to rock the boat, so they want to have me or other people rock the boat for them, and then they're behind like, look at what Jason's doing. He's really giving it to him. But they're trying to make money off the backs of all of us and all of our hard-earned cash. Well, I'm out here put myself out there on the line, which I'm fine with doing because I would have done it anyways. But the fact of the matter is we have a lot of guys like that. You have other guys who've been begging for subs for like better part of 3-4 months or whatever, so they can just make money off of us. They're just like begging, please come to my channel so I get 1,000 subs, so I can just inundate you with auctions, so I can just make you just, keep spending your money. It's just ridiculous. But, at the end of the day, that's the thing. If you're in it for the right reasons, which is showing off your collection, making real true friendships, hanging out, that's awesome. If you're in the business of making other people feel less than you, or trying to make them feel bad for their collections or the way they collect, or make them feel bad for not having the kind of money, or make people feel bad because you don't want to participate in all your ridiculous auctions and buy this and buy that and flip this and flip that and slab this and slab that. It's ridiculous. So you can take it for what it's worth. Instead of getting on here acting like somehow you're better than everybody else and trying to be somebody's daddy, why don't you take your advice and give that to the guy who created this whole drama in the first place? I'm not asking for any kind of forgiveness or sorry, all that. I'm not doing all that stuff. We're all grown men. You stand by what you do, or you don't. You answer to it. You have to own it, or you don't. And then people are going to make their decisions anyways. I mean, Mike could get up there and say he's sorry or whatever, and then people still going to be mad at him. Or you can come up there and never apologize, so people are just going to move on and pretend it never happened. It's just the world we live in. But the thing about it is, guys, at the end of the day, it's what you say and your actions that what matter. And that's really what it boils down to. And I stand by what I say when I'm at. I feel like I stick up for myself and my friends, or for the hobby in general. You may not agree with it, and that's fine. But I refused to let people go unchecked. I'm not going to do it. And you can come and fight me in the comment section. You can come and say what you want to say. You can talk about how disheveled my hair looks, how, whatever. You can say whatever you want to say, but the fact of the matter is that I'm not going to be the kind of person who I feel like is hurting other people on purpose, who is talking down to others, making fun of the way other people collect, and then sit there and say, I'm so surprised by the way people are reacting. How are you not surprised? Yeah, I saw that, Phil. Thank you. My hairline is awful. I agree. Yeah, I mean, what am I going to do? I might have to get some Rogaine. But guys, I mean, here it is, man. Seriously. Just at the end of the day, think for yourself. That's the one thing I can say about these other guys that are saying some stuff, is think for yourself. Come down however you want on the issue or the issues. I have made it abundantly clear. And here's also the thing. There ain't no bandwagon jumping on my end, because I've been talking about all these things, except for the burning card thing, for better part of 2 years. So this is not like something I just came up with this 3 days ago, because I was trying to get likes and subs, because that's what I live by. But the fact of it is that stick to your guns. You're supposed to, people, you should have morals, have values, stick to what you're gonna say, have a moral compass, and stick to your guns about things. And then either people are gonna like you or they're not gonna like you. Here's the thing: if I wasn't such a polarizing person and perceived by it as a jerk for speaking my mind and not letting things slide with others, I mean, who knows? I could be YouTube famous. I mean, that's what it's all about anyways for most of you all out there, is trying to get YouTube famous and get your 1,000 subs so you can get your monetizations and all this other ridiculousness. And if you're saying that's not true, then you're just a liar. But I don't care. I've never cared, and I will not care about it. And I'm sure after this video, I'm sure I'll get all kinds of blowback. But guess what? Just like I did last 2 years, I'm gonna be like, I just do not care. Take it for whatever it's worth. But if you're gonna be the guy that defends somebody who acts that way to others, treats others that way, makes fun of others, burns cars, whatever, then just keep on trucking. Just keep on doing, man. Don't associate yourself. And I'm sure you probably haven't because all those people are big. I'm in the Mike camp, which is fine. But you should not be surprised or shocked at the way other people are viewing what has happened because it's a culmination of things. I mean, I don't know how many times I've had people tell me this weekend that they now see what the issues that I've had in the past was all about between the first video and then the second video that was released of Day of each other. And I'm like, I know. I've been saying it forever. And the thing is that just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Make your decision. Don't be playing both sides of the field. That's what a lot of you guys are doing. And I see it. A lot of us see it, and it's pretty sad. Either just don't make a comment about it. Just don't say anything. Just say, you know what? I'm not getting involved in it. It's ridiculous. It's a bunch of men talking about baseball cards and pictures on cardboard. I'm not going to say nothing about it. Then fine. You just go on your day. I've decided to make my line in the sand, and I'm going over and saying what I say. I don't need anybody's help. I don't want anybody's help. I don't need anybody's help. If you truly feel convicted to say your piece, then great. You do what you do. But I'm not asking anybody to come down with me on this journey into YouTube suicide. It is completely fine with me. I'm shooting for losing half of my subscribers after all said and done. I mean, I'm getting close to 400 by some miracle. But if I can get down to 200, that'd be like epic. That would be epic. I mean, they would be talking about that in the history books, the YouTube history books, when they make one. That'll go down in the history of that, I do not think I received yours, Dustin, but I did. Oh, Mike, I did receive yours, by the way. Thank you. I haven't even opened it up yet. I've been too busy dealing with my list of stuff I needed to talk about. But I appreciate it, man, for sure. You're doing some weird stuff, man. That's how David Carradine Caesar went out. So just be careful. You don't end up in a French hotel or whatever, or a Thai hotel. That's where he got himself all discombobulated. But the thing is, I can't, Big Smooth, you and I are obviously on the same page about a lot of this stuff. Obviously I don't know you that well. I don't know what your motives are behind it, but from what I can tell, that's not what your motive is. You seem like a legit dude, and that's how you feel. You should do what you want to do. Here's the thing. If you're going to put yourself out there on the interwebs, you got to be prepared. It's the same thing as some, guy that was a Heisman Trophy like 2 years ago. He said some quote unquote inappropriate things when he was like a 13-year-old kid on Instagram or Twitter. And then he got the Heisman Trophy. And then there was somebody who went all the way back and took screenshots of his stuff from the previous years when he was like a ninth grader, and then try to ruin this poor guy's life, right? So you have you put yourself out there. You got to be prepared for the results of it, regardless if you agree or not with what Big Smooth was doing. That's that's between you and yourself. I just think at the end of the day, you should stick to your guns. And in this case, he chose not to stick to his guns. So people downloaded it, including Big Smooth over there, and he did his thing. You can fall down however you want on it, if that's a right or wrong. I don't know how I feel about it. At the end of the day, I think that people need to see it. I think you really do need to see it, because then people are going to know what you're dealing with. That's the thing. That's my personal opinion, regardless if you like it or not. That's regardless. And my comment about the Elton John cards on Eric's channel, dude, it is what it is, man. I just don't have time for people like that. And I know he has no time for me. He don't like me, and that's fine, because we come at this hobby in two different ways, and we treat people two different ways, or not treat people, but we speak our minds in two different ways, and that's fine. It is what it is. And what I've said has already had to be said, so I'm not going back out there on that one. But I really don't want to be associated with people like that. I want just to move on from it. I don't like being preached to by somebody who I just do not, I personally think has ulterior motives. That's the thing. I don't have any ulterior motives, and that's what most of these guys are doing. I will say that a lot of these other guys have ulterior motives behind it. And I don't, because what can I possibly gain for being straight up with like who I am? What can I possibly gain? Subscribers? Exactly not going to happen. If anything, losing subscribers, making I'm some kind of like folk hero or something. Like, come on, please. The fact of the matter is that I have no ulterior motives. I am who I am, and either you like me or you don't like me, and that's fine. Either you come to my channel or you skip these videos because you're like, oh, there's Jason again. Diarrhea of the mouth. I don't have nothing to say. Let me see a video where he's showing off some Barry Larkin fire. Let me show him off some So Taguchi fire, some So Taguchi relics. Be like, yeah, like, yes. Then you'll come to my channel for that, and that's fine. And that's fine, but you got to make your decision on what you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it. And it's just, I'm just disappointed, man. In general, I'm disappointed to see people come to the defense when I think people have ulterior motives. You even have some people be like, I'm doing this because Mike's my friend. Well, that's good, man. I would do the same thing. I would think others would do the same thing for me. And I think that's actually admirable. I don't think it should be laced with profanities and making people feel like they're morons for the way they feel, trying to make them feel bad about how they're feeling. I feel like that missed the mark. But I think it's admirable that you go to bat for your friend. I would go to bat for my friends, and I have, and I'll do it again. But, at the end of the day, Borderlands 3, baby. But at the end of the day, guys, I think that you really need to make a decision on how you want to be looked at on this community. Do you want to look like you're a Timmy Tough guy going around drinking and cussing on camera, veiled threats to people who you don't agree with? Really? I mean, that just takes away from anything that you've said before about the whole, like, why are you giving Mike such a hard time when you act that way? I wouldn't want that kind of person to come to my defense. I mean, I wouldn't want that person to come to my defense. I want somebody who is like cussing up a storm on on their video to come to bat for me. That's the exact opposite of what I want. Because what does that even say? All of a sudden, it turned from baseball cards to quasi UFC fighting. I mean, like, come on, man. Seriously, are we really talking about getting into a literal Thunderdome and battling? I mean, like, come on, dude. It's just, that's just getting silly. And then it goes back to, again, I don't want my son to watch that kind of stuff. I would think most decent parents aren't going to want their kids to be watching videos where the guys are just like MFing each other left and right and talking about how bad they are when you're doing that. And then on the side note is, do I want my son to see somebody who is supposedly well-respected and a leader of the community speak negatively for a 5-minute stretch about modern collectors, about how they're wasting their money, and it's like, a joke that they're spending money on that, and then does a video right behind it where he throws it on an open flame and lights it on fire. Like, how's that helping the community? How's that bringing people together? How's that helping reach out to the young people? Well, the answer is it's not. It's not doing that. So before you do something that's going to be could be misconstrued or just straight out a sledgehammer to people, maybe you should really think about your audience. We were literally just 2 months ago, like, all up in arms and crying and screaming about Copacabana and how our channels are taken away and washed away, and we're all gonna like never show up on camera again, and YouTube's gonna come and take all this away from us. Because of why? Because of children. Think about that. Seriously, think about that. And you had all these people making arguments that, they make content for kids. They want to be able to have young collectors come to their channels and watch what they're doing, enjoying the hobby, being excited about the hobby, no matter if that's vintage or modern or slab or raw or whatever. And now everybody's acting like, who cares? It's whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. We can just throw it all in. It's all a free for all for everything. Like 2 months ago, people are losing their minds. Now we're all like burning the cars on camera, MFing everybody left and right. It's just getting ridiculous. I mean, it is what it is, guys. I mean, it is what it is. It's very frustrating, to say the least. As you can tell, I'm a little lost for words, but I'm very frustrated about the process. Very frustrated at a lot of you all who trying to play both sides to see who's going to come out on top or something, or just to be like stirring the pot. At the end of the day, guys, you should stick to whatever you think is right, regardless of what's the popular opinion, and do it. That's what I'm doing. I believe what I believe. What's up, Scott, man? Yeah, dude, of course. I'll send you a couple legit LeBron rookie cards too, if you want, homie. If you donate to my Patreon account. So, but yeah, man, guys. I mean, you know what? I just want to make a point. Scott's a great guy, dude. Big D for life. Him and I probably don't see eye to eye, I would think, on a lot of things, because him and I actually are Facebook friends also. And I don't watch Scott's channel all that much because he does mostly football. That's totally fine. But man, I just really appreciate somebody like him, because him and I could disagree with each other and we're cool. Like, I really respect a guy like that. I mean, totally respect a guy like Scott. I mean, he is a good guy. And, it goes back to show you that him and I can have a conversation, and maybe even a little bit heated, or a little bit fuego, a little bit. But, we can walk away, shake hands, virtually shake hands, and move on. I respect guys like that. Me and Big Scott, Gary, same thing. Gary and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. It's cool. I mean, he's a great guy. I go to bat for Gary in a hot minute. Same thing for Scott. And I don't know how Scott feels about this whole thing, and maybe he has a completely different view. But the thing about it is that he sticks to what he says, and he sticks on his convictions. And that's the thing. What I'm talking about. Stick to your convictions. Stick to your convictions, man. I mean, just, if even if that means that you lose subscribers or lose friends, you should do that, man. Just stick to your convictions. It's important that people understand. Yeah, not convictions, convictions. But you really should. It's important that people understand how important that is. We lost that in our society now, that you're just willing to be moved or swayed by anybody's opinion about something. And I think it's important that we stick to our convictions and say, you know what? Yeah, I agree. But, the thing is that sometimes a reckoning will happen to, like, clear everything out and kind of burn all the fat away. And you can see there's a lot of fat to burn here. And then to move forward, so I think it's important that we understand that our convictions are important, to stick to your guns. Yeah, kind of like a cleansing diet that one must need right here. I will be the first to admit. But I think that's the thing. I mean, I'll say another thing, that I have a lot of guys that communicate to me privately who I truly believe keep me around because they want to see me judo chop somebody on YouTube, or else they'd have no use for me. And I've come to believe that more now in the last 4 or 5 days than ever before, which is unfortunate because I would think that I was truly a friend with some of these guys, and I feel like I'm like the hammer on some of that they like to use to pull me out of the old drawer and to let me go to town. And I do want to say that I'm aware of that, and I'm going to say also that moving forward, yes, I agree with you, Xavier, 100%, without a doubt. And that's what I've kind of said here a little bit, Scott, that, regardless of how you feel, you need to make a decision yourself how you are going to be moving forward. I was going to say Hebrew Hammer, dude. I was thinking about that, Caesar. I really was. I was like, I don't know. I was like, is the interwebs ready for a non-Jew to say Hebrew Hammer? I don't know if they can handle that. They may not be able to handle that. That might be too much cultural appropriation for this channel. But I think I think that you do need to really start taking some stock into why you do this. Why do you do your channel? And why Steve does it, or Xavier does it, or Scott, or Troy, or whoever is going to be different maybe than me. But I hope that we all can agree that by telling other people that there is a right and wrong way to collect, by making fun and talking down, is not acceptable at any level, right? Taking somebody's passion that may be like a kid, a new collector, even me, whoever, that want to throw things on a fire, like, why would that be acceptable? Why is that okay? And if you're into that kind of thing, then go to town. Go do it. You can live and die by those principles. But I want to have fun. I like talking about my nerdy Japanese card collection that I'm like the only guy in the community, to my knowledge, that's really collecting Japanese guys. And I like that. I don't want somebody to come along and tell me that my collecting style is not good, or I'm doing it wrong. Since when is collecting cardboard a wrong or right way of doing anything? What works for you is different for me. And that's exactly my point. Here's the thing, man. If you go back and look at the timeline, Scott, I just want people to know that when he first said that on the first video, the one where he's showing off his Ryan Sandberg card autograph or whatever, but that he spent the first 5 minutes trashing that kind of collecting, I did that, and then talking about burning and everything, and then he literally goes and does it. I did my video that next morning, and I uploaded it that afternoon at the exact same time that he already had uploaded, or right around the same time or right behind mine, that he did his video with lighting it on fire. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing, is like that. I specifically said in that video, not even knowing he was going to throw it literally on fire, that is dangerous territory. I mean, that is very dangerous to do that, because that is what kids see, man. We all know kids are impressionable. And if you act that like the only way to do something is my way, and that you literally throw things on fires, and you like make a joke or laugh about how other people collect, that's what kids are picking up on. And that's exactly my point of my video initially. And then he goes and does it. I cannot believe he actually did it. And I'm like, dude, you're like this guy who's always talking about, about the kids and about bringing people into the hobby and doing this and doing that. And then you go and do exactly that thing. I'm like, dude, come on. I just don't understand it. I sat there and I think about my son. Now think about my son. If my son was watching a guy like that and he's already on the fence about collecting anyways, he's kind of like, he's kind of into it, not really. It depends on the day of the week and if Fortnite's involved. But if he sat there and watched a guy like that talk smack about how you collect and it's such a ridiculous to collect modern cards, and he's in 5th grade and then takes cards and then throws them on a fire. I mean, like, what are you telling people? What are you teaching kids? Honestly, what are you teaching kids at the end of the day? Am I perfect by any stretch? By far, not perfect. None of us are perfect. Mike's not perfect. I understand. We all make mistakes, man. We all make mistakes. What's up, Aaron? We all make mistakes. But the other thing is being held accountable for your mistakes. And if you put something out there, you should be held accountable. If I did a video that I don't know, I can't even think of something, whatever. If I did some video where I was doing just said ridiculous stuff, which just happens a lot actually, but if I receive blowback on something I said, then I got to own it. It happens, you got to, I take responsibility, But here's the thing, guys, and I'm going to just leave you all with this, or maybe we can still talk, but I'll leave you with this thing. I literally think about this, and you all may or may not agree with this, and that's fine, but you know what? This is who I am. I 100% think about what am I going to say and do, and how am I going to be on camera so my son can see this later. When my son can go down, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. It affects me so much. You can see the anger, but I just got to control myself. But what am I going to do to be a positive role model? Sticking up for other people. Sticking up for the little guy. Not being a bully. Not being a bully. Not making fun or making light of somebody else's collection or collecting habits. It's important. Your words are important. Your actions are even more important than your words a lot of times, because that's what kids see is actions. They might not hear everything, but they see it. But am I perfect? No. If I said things I'll probably regret saying on camera, I'm sure. But the fact of the matter is, I try to be purposeful with my channel, with my words, almost all the time. So, I mean, yeah, man, it's there. And things that escalate quickly. You're right. And I can't expect everybody to be thinking along my lines. It's not realistic. I understand that. It's not true. But the thing about it is that if you truly care about the community, if you truly care about your community and the community and about what you're putting out there, then you should be really careful about what you're going to say and what you're going to do. Give me a hug. I appreciate it. So, it is what it is, man. I just want people to understand that it's very important. Hey, what's up, dude? It's very important about what you put out there. You should not make other people feel like they can't speak their minds. But you also got to understand that when you put something out there that it can affect other people, that it can have an effect. It can have an effect, and you may not think so at the time, but that's the reason why you should really step back and think, is this the image I want to put out there for other people to see? Are these the words I want to use for everybody to hear? You all know my channel, my deep thought stuff, man. There's been plenty of deep thoughts videos that I'm about ready to hit upload, and then, dude, I delete it. I'm like, dude, I can't do it, man. I can't put that out there because, what kind of person would say those things and then have to stick to your guns? What kind of father would I be, which is the most important thing for me? What would my son think about me? And I think a lot of us would probably do that too, man. I think when you think about that, when I think about that for my kid, dude, that changes how I approach stuff. So, like I said, do I hit the mark every time? Absolutely not. Have I said things? Of course. I'm sure I've said things that'll be embarrassing for me and my son in some ways. I hope not. But you better believe I'm not going to do something I think that's going to be so I don't want him to ever think that I'm like a bully, pushing people around, making light or joke on somebody else at another person's expense because I'm able to do so. That doesn't do anything for anybody. How does that? That doesn't do anything for anybody, man. I truly want the people to understand, like, think about what you're going to say before you say it, especially if you're doing a video, man. Like, really think about it, especially with you're going to do something on camera unless you get naked and jump into a pool. Think about it before you do it, man. Just like, seriously. I mean, just think about the community and about kids, about new collectors, about collectors who are coming back for the first time after 10, 20, 30 years, whatever. Man, just think about those things, man. Be purposeful in your actions and in your words. Are we always going to get it right? Absolutely not. There's no way we can always get it right. But I feel like in this situation, there's been enough grace for this individual by the community and by myself. And so many times I've just finally had enough of it. And that's the reason why I'm so emotional about it, because I've had enough. I've had enough of the supporters of that kind of person, that kind of attitude. I had enough of it. I can't handle it anymore. And I refuse to do it. Be purposeful in what you say, guys. Be purposeful in what you think. Think about other people. Don't think about yourself. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the video, but I can guarantee you this is my last topic. This is my last conversation about this moving forward. I'm going to divorce myself of it. I'm going to leave this video up so people can come back and view it for whatever it's worth. That's why I'm not having music playing, because I don't want it to be taken down. It's my true, raw, not slab feelings. These are my raw feelings, like ODB says. Oh, baby, I like it raw. I'm all getting teary-eyed and sweating. I feel like I'm at church or something right now. So, I mean, but man, like I said, I try to keep it in the inside a little bit, but who take it for the babies? You better believe it. I try to keep it on the inside a little bit, but it does rub me the wrong way. And so I wanted people to understand where I was coming from. It's not just me like, hey, look at me and my channel, because those things I don't care about. I really mean to think about other people. Think about, like Michael Jackson would say, think about the children. So I wasn't trolling, man. I mean, like, honestly, I know, Scott, I don't think you ever talked on the phone or in person or anything. Well, I know we haven't talked in the person. But I mean, like, I honestly have always felt that way. And I don't want to get into all that again right now. If you want to talk to me privately, we can. We can have that conversation. It was not meant to be trolling. And this was the same thing as last year. I just have a really big issue with a lot of the whole thing, man. And like I said, the short of it is, And again, it goes back to you want people to do things for the right reasons. You would hope, you would want. And that's just not what it is. I mean, and like I said, it's not to throw any more shade at anybody, man. Or not like that, dude. It's whatever, man. It's just what it is, man. It really is. So, guys, I mean, I appreciate, obviously you all know I didn't see a lot of what everybody said. I don't know, they're saying pro things, con things about what I'm saying. I'm not for sure. I know there's some back and forth in there for everybody. People are talking and stuff, man. I mean, it's good to have that dialogue. But like I said, I just was I wanted people to know where I was truly coming from, and it wasn't any place other than like from love and from caring about everything. Regardless of what you feel about me personally, or if you think there's some kind of malicious intent, it truly is a thinking about what is the impression, what is the image, what is the thing that you want to leave behind for kids, either today, tomorrow, or in the future. That's the things I think about, man. Yes, we make mistakes. This is true. But this person has a history of making mistakes and not learning from them and writing it off on somebody else, like putting it on me like I'm the one with the problem. Like I'm sitting here in Indiana just looking for a reason to pick a fight with somebody in Texas just because I'm jealous. Like that's the last thing I care about or think. I could care less. My entire life has always been, what do I think about myself? The people who matter to me are my family. What other people think, I could care less about. What other people think they know, I could care less about. I've always been this person. I will always be this person. So that's not going to change. Like I'm not just sitting here in Indiana thinking, who can I pick a fight with? Is the most ridiculous thing to somebody to come up with. But what you can take away from this video is that I will be here waiting to put somebody in check if they need to be put in check. And that's including myself. If I get off on the rails and somebody comes to be like, Jason, dude, that was not cool, man. You need to fix it. You need to do something. I am the first one to be man enough to say, you know what? You're right. I was completely out of line. And if you know me in my own personal life, again, a handful of you all in here, I think, have talked to me, know that I'm the first person to admit I need to be checked on a regular basis. So I'm just saying, dude, like I'm not sitting here in any kind of judgment of anybody. Not at all. So anyways, guys, man, I hope this was life-changing. I'm sorry I got a little bit emotional, but that's just kind of how I felt. I felt like I needed to be that guy because it is, not that I need to be that guy. That's not the right word. It really just caught me at that moment when I was really thinking about my son. And it's truthful and it's honest, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? What kind of image do you want to leave behind? I know I've probably said this already like 3 or 4 times, but it's the thing that keeps coming back to me. What do I want to leave behind for my son? And that's what it matters. So, what is it? All right, man. I got actually I have a pen and paper right here, shockingly. I hardly ever have that. Oh, Diaz Wallace 8 at Gmail. All right. Oh, I think I just said it out loud. Whoops, sorry guys if I said it out loud. Hey, what's up, JC? But yeah, man, dude. I mean, like I said, dude. I mean, what is it that you want to leave behind, man, for your kids or for other people's kids, man? Like, Caesar. I don't know if Caesar's still in here or not. I got it all, dude. I got the whole thing. I got the whole thing, Scott, man. Yeah, I got the whole thing. So, Hey, what's up, Mike? But yeah, man, like, like Caesar said something before, and I think it's something that people need to really think about. Now, I don't have any Elton John cards. Eric has all my all one of the Elton John cards I have. He has them. And like I told him, he could rip it up on camera. So he's more than welcome to do whatever he wants with that card. Light on fire, whatever. But, Caesar, I don't know if Caesar's here right now, but he said something to me privately on the phone, which I don't think I'm betraying this because I feel like he's straight up dude. He's hey, what's up, Josh? He's a straight up dude when it comes to these kind of things. But, he said that he wants to be sometimes a different kind of cat on camera, but he has to be careful because he knows certain people, not even kids, but certain people really look up to him based on private conversations he's had with these individuals over the course of years or whatever the case may be. And that he sometimes thinks about what he's going to say or how he's going to say it based on that reason. And I think that's something that, even though when you go to his channel, you might think, wow, is that really true? But at the same time, he said that's what he says. And then, he told me that early enough on to make me really keep that in my mind as well, that, it is important to make sure you do that, to really keep that in check, because you just don't know who's going to be watching, man. You just don't know. You just don't know, man. It's very important. But I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, you just don't know who's going to be watching. You don't know who's going to be listening. If people look up to you and think you're the coolest thing since sliced bread, and then they see your actions and they see something that makes them like question, like, why are you doing these things? Like, why would you? I mean, it doesn't make sense, man. It is what it is, dude. And you say certain things, man. You might say, well, my channel ain't for kids, so I don't care. But we're talking about baseball cards, man. So you got to think about those things too, man. I mean, like I said, just think about it. I mean, I'm not saying that you got to come on here like Mr. Rogers, dude. I'm not saying you got to come on here like Mr. Rogers and like put on your cardigan and put on your little low top sneakers, your Vans. You don't got to sing a song about this is your neighborhood. But at the same time, you also got to think about how you're being perceived by others, mostly children. And, that's the truth, man. That is the truth. You really need to think about that. So it's important to make sure you really get to what's important. Why are you doing it? That's kind of I guess, to kind of end, on that note, why are you doing it, man? Are you doing it to get YouTube famous? Are you doing it so you can be perceived as cool, even though I'm almost silly to say it out loud? Are you doing it to try to make money, which a lot of us do? Are you doing it for the passion? Are you doing it for the historical aspect of it? Are you doing it to learn something? Are you doing it to connect with others? Are you doing it to build community? All of us have different reasons. All of us have to answer these things in different ways, and that's fine. However you answer that is your decision. What I want to make sure it's very clear is that regardless of why you're doing it, other people are watching. Other people are watching. Children are watching. Kids are watching. So regardless of why you're doing it, you do need to make sure, please, to keep in the back of your mind that other people are watching. And it's not just your 20 buddies on YouTube or your 50 or your 100 or whatever. It is literally hundreds, dozens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of all kinds of other people. A lot of those kids, a lot of those being kids. It's important to think about it like that. And for people to get into these tirades, it's just ridiculous, man. I don't know, man. Like I said, it is what it is. I hope some people have gleaned something from this of my just verbiage, like vomit stuff going on. Some people are going to hear it, I hope, and maybe do something about it. Some people will feel completely different. How do you do for the children? Exactly. Some people are just going to write it off as this, like, that's just, Jason, he's a joke anyways, whatever. Hopefully some people really know where I'm coming from my heart, that I mean what I say and I say what I mean, even if it's to my own detriment or my own, like, popularity in this community or whatever. I want people to know where I'm coming from and want to know who I really am. And most people who do know me, because they know who I am on and off YouTube. But it is important to stand up also, even though it's not taking, even if it's not the unpopular perspective or whatever. Like, I'm just never gonna, like, not be able to stand up for other people. I'm just not that guy. Am I perfect by a stretch? No way. I appreciate all the comments, guys, by the way, but I just want to make sure people understand. Thank you. I didn't make a good impression, but I'm okay now. That's good. I appreciate it. But that's what it's about, man. For me, guys, that's what it's about, dude. I mean, honestly, like me or not like me, I'm just trying to be a straight up dude, man. I'm just trying to be straight up. I care maybe too much in some ways. Maybe I get a little bit too passionate in some ways, man, for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, like, for sure. I mean, it is what it is, guys. I mean, like I said, dude, it is what it is. I mean, I said that already like 3 times, but I just want people to understand, like, I really do care. I really do think about how it affects others, especially kids. And I want people to understand that, like, why I say what I say, how I say it, what my my motive is behind it. All those things matter to me, regardless of what you think you know or don't know. That's how I feel. So, anyways, guys, I hope it's kind of. I see a horse right now and I'm beating it. Somebody's going to call PETA on me probably here in a second because it is what it is. But, man, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors about how great this community really is. At this point, I've narrowed down my selection of people I really like to watch, because there's only certain people I really enjoy watching anymore, man. Because I just like the personalities. I like the cards, man. That's the 2 things I can tell you right now. I care about the personalities of the person I'm watching and the cards. If those 2 things are going for them, they could be up there talking about anything at that point, man? So I don't know, man. That's what I care about. I'm not in here to be on a popularity contest. I'm not in here talking about other people. I appreciate it, Guns, man. You're a dude that keeps it real, and I respect that, man. We might disagree, but I always respect people who keep it real, dude. I mean, obviously, your approach is a little bit different than mine, just a little bit. But I do really appreciate people like you, man. I mean, like, it is what it is, dude, guys. I mean, I just want people to understand that it's important that bringing people into the hobby, I think, is more important than driving people away from the hobby, right? I mean, that's really what we're about, right? We want young people to be involved. We want the collectors who've been away for a while to come back. We want people who don't have deep pockets, who can maybe only afford a blaster box or a hanger box or a hanger pack, to want to do it, man. Like, and like I said, I mean, it's important to understand that might not be your cup of tea. That's fine. Your cup of tea is Sandy Koufax, man. That's totally awesome. Do that, man. Do Sandy Koufax and do them hard. I mean, well, no, don't actually do them hard. That's the wrong. But but he probably won't appreciate that. But I mean, like not all of us can do those things, including myself included. So, yeah, man. I mean, yeah, what Jimmy said is true, man. I mean, we're all humans, like I said before. We all make mistakes. Mike, me, everybody. We all make mistakes, man. But the other thing is that there's a part of all of us, I think, when you see something wrong, you want to talk about it. You do want to approach it. You do want to bring it to light. Now, does that mean piling on and just to pile on? No. If you're providing something constructive, then awesome, But if you're not, then that's I guess kind of the I get that where Jimmy and some other people are coming from, because it's like, dude, really? You're not really providing anything constructive. So I get that. But man, like I said, guys, I really appreciate the kind words, what I can able to see, what I've seen from people. I even Ahmet, he was like, I didn't like you at first, but now you're okay. So, that makes me feel good, because I really am trying to be who I am, I'm not trying to be anybody different. I'm not trying to make people like me. If anything, it's probably making people dislike me, if anything. But man, I do appreciate people who can understand where I'm coming from. And just, we all have passion about something, right? My passion is keeping not letting someone I feel like bully another person. Like I feel very strongly about sticking up for other people, dude. That's important to me. I might not even agree with what that person said or did, but I don't think it's right to bully somebody. You know what I'm saying? And we don't, and you can even flip it on the other side is like, we don't want to bully. I don't want it to be like at least I can speak for myself. I don't want to make I'm bullying Mike. I don't think I'm bullying Mike. I'm just saying, hey man, just think before you act, man. Like there's kids watching. There's new kids. There's kids. There's new people. That's what I'm saying. It's not about bullying. It's like, man, think about it before you do it, man. That's what I'm saying. I can't speak for everybody else's motives, but I get to speak for my own. And when I see somebody, I gotta say something. I can't help myself, even if it's to my detriment, man. So, oh my gosh, I feel like this has been like cathartic, man. I feel like this is. I saw somebody talk about my 93 SPs. I feel like that would be. What about if I burn one of those boxes, guys, on camera right now? I just light it on fire. Man, people would like lose their minds. They'd be like, no, what are you doing? So, no, those are Ricky Jeter's in there, man. What are you thinking? But yeah, guys. So I really appreciate it, man. I'm gonna leave like I said, for some of the newer people who popped in, I'm gonna leave the video up. You can take it for what it's worth. Good, bad, the ugly, or as Pete Buttigieg says, good, bad, or the indifferent. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently that was a thing. But yeah, man. I mean, like, guys, just please, if I can leave anybody with this, like I'm sure I've already said this, just think about it. Are we all going to make mistakes? Yes. But if it's a continual mistake being made by the same person, there needs to be some self-reflection. And sometimes if you really care about the hobby, it may come across like you're being a jerk, but if you don't bring light to it, then it's going to continue to happen. That's the way it is. If you truly care about somebody, aren't you going to bring it to their attention? So now I'm not making it sound like I'm Mike's best friend, but I care about the hobby. I care about how other people view the hobby. And if I see somebody trash talking other collectors, either on purpose or unaware of it, but it's a continual thing, it needs to be brought to light, and here it is. Like it or not like it, that's just kind of how I am. I just want people to know at the end of the day, just think about it before you do it. I mean, that's something we tell our kids. If you have kids or you as a kid, you always hear your mom and dad say, think before you speak. Think about it before you act on it. Don't do something in anger. Don't do something in the heat of the moment. Think about it before you do it. And then if you're still feeling good about it, or you still feel fine about it, then I guess go with whatever you're going to say or do. Like I said, there's been plenty of deep thought videos I've done in the past that I thank God I pumped my brakes before I did them, because it would have brought the interwebs down on my head if I would have done it. And so I chose not to do it. And I feel better for not, I'm sure. So, so anyways, man, like I said, I hope you all enjoy. I really do care about this group, and I care about the way it's perceived by others, especially kiddos. And if that's misconstrued, or if that's meant to be offensive to other people by me sticking to my guns, not Jimmy guns, because Jimmy guns are huge guns. Mine are more like pistoles. If that causes unnecessary grief and anger, then I mean, it is what it is. That's not the intention. I do think it's important that we just really care about each other, and in the bigger scheme of things, the people who we don't even know about, the people who are on the peripheral, people who might just your occasional, subscriber, your occasional viewer. Even those people, we should think about in a positive way. Like, how can we do this? Oh my God, they're 22s. Nice. That's awesome, dude. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's been really entertaining last 3 weeks to a month, guys, for sure. But like I said, this is the end of it for me. I'm not saying anything more about it. I'm done. This video will remain up, and then people can come and go as they please. They can feel how they want to feel. If somebody actually makes it through 100 and almost 20 minutes, more power to you. If you're just now getting into it or whatnot. Honestly, at the end of the day, man, like, just love each other, support each other, respect each other. And sometimes that means it hurts. Sometimes it means it hurts, guys. You don't mean that, doesn't mean you have to like it, but you should know where it's coming from, right? You got to think about the heart of the reason that that person is saying what they're saying. If they're coming at it from a way to make themselves, make you, to punish you, or to make you look bad, or to try to hurt you in some way, then yeah, that's not the right approach. But if it comes out of a place of caring and out of love for oneself or for the community, come on, man. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to hear pancakes. I'm getting hungry. And this body can only be a temple for so long before you start talking about the pancakes. So I'm still what this one. God. Oh my God. Oh. But yeah, guys. So anyways, I said that like literally probably 15 times at this point. I do apologize, but I'm going to hop off of here. I really appreciate everybody. Your comments, pro or con, your views about me, pro or con. I really do appreciate it. It means a whole lot. And I hope I haven't been super offensive to anybody. That was not my intention. I just wanted to share my true love of the hobby and this community and my passion. And that it rubs people the wrong way, that was not my intention by far. But I felt like some things need to be said, or at least some air to be cleared, for sure. You did offend people. Oh man, well, I feel like with you, Scott, like it ain't gonna take much for either one of us to be offended. So I feel like at this point, it almost could be almost anything. But I mean, like I said, dude, much respect for you, man. Much respect for sure. So. Oh, Jimmy, yes, man. Portlandia, one of my favorite TV shows, without a doubt. I love Portlandia. I'm sure that's nothing like the way Portland really is, but I do enjoy it. I'm all the hey, man. Hey, Hitman, love you too, brother. And I got your care package today. Luca just gave it to me. He goes, it's from Florida. It's from the man, the myth, the legend. It's from Hitman, Donnie Baseball. That's awesome, dude. It's pretty close. That is cool. Cool, man. That is awesome. That's good to hear. But yeah, for sure. Avocado toast, man, that's a thing. That's even a thing in Louisville, where I'm from. They avocado and toast, man. That's a thing for sure. Slices of avocado on a toast. Usually it's like some kind of multi-grain toast, what I see here at least. So, all right, guys. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. I don't know if I said that right, but you got the gist of it. And hopefully you all will be around. And I love you guys, man. Seriously, love, man. Love you all. Love the community.